Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Book Space and I am Raven. And in today's video, we're doing a May wrap up and a June TBR, I guess you could say. So if you're down for the ride, continue watching. So first, I want to talk about what I read in May. In May, I believe I had 5 or 6 books on my TBR, and I did not get to all of them. Like I said, I'm very much a mood reader, so I just read when I'm in a mood. You know, life happens, things like that. So I just try to read when I can. But I did completely finished 2 books. 2 books are done, and I am still reading a few of the other books, so let's get into it. So the first book that I finished was Ace of Spades. Now, I listened to the audiobook of this Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Amide, and I like this book. I really did like the suspense of it all. Now, with this book, I read it via audio, and honestly, it was a good listen. It kept me intrigued of what was going to happen next, why the 2 students who were being targeted, and honestly, it was a shock to me. Okay, it was a shock. And so I bumped it up to a 4 because as I'm talking about it, I'm thinking about what happened. OMG, I would definitely recommend this book. It follows 2 students. They are the only Black students at the school that they go to. It's a private school, and there's these messages that start coming out about the students that basically puts out their secrets, and they don't know why it's happening, who's doing it, and so it just follows the students, and I definitely recommend. The end was definitely a twist I wasn't looking for. It was good. So I give it a 4 stars. The second book that I read was Sweet Heat by Bolu Babalola, and my rating for that will be 5 stars. Now, I give it 5 stars because I am not one to just like be nitpicking with an author. If it's written well, then for me, then I'll be entertained. It kept me locked in. I will say it can be a little bit of a slow start because I was wondering what happened with Kiki and Malachi because of the way it starts out. It starts out with her in a new relationship. And so it had me a little confused, but I'm glad that we got to the point because it is a second chance romance, and I have read a few of those. I have been dipping my toe into romance. I'm not that big of a romance person, but when there is romance, I like there to be a little bit more of like real life aspect and not always jumping into like smut or like, oh, they fall in love instantly. It is spicy. It does get a little spicy. Honestly though, like, I like their dynamic, and I love that it's second chance romance. Like, they were definitely meant for each other. Like, I was rooting for them the whole time that I was reading this story. Yes, they start working together and trying to act like they don't want each other, but like everybody knows. And it was only going to be a matter of time before they actually got back together. So 5 stars out of me. Bolu Babalola, she got me. Okay, Honey and Spice was good. Sweet Heat was good. Whatever she writes next, I'm going to read it. She got me. So yes, that was the second book that I read for the month of May that I completely finished. Now I want to get into some of the books that I am still reading that I'll probably bring over into June. And I don't know if other people do this, but sometimes it takes me a little while to get through a story. But I will say, this one right here, this poetry book that I got called Heart Talk, and I have a pen in it because I literally have been writing little notes and stuff in here. This is like a really good read that helps you pour into yourself and lifts my own spirits up, basically. Honestly, I've been getting a lot out of this, but you have to live for yourself, be there for yourself, love yourself, pour into yourself, do things with faith, do things unafraid, not scared, even in fear. Do those things, because what's on the other side of that can be super rewarding. So this I'm definitely going to continue reading in the month of June. I'm only about like 70 odd pages into it of 200 something. So I'm bringing this one through to June. Another one that I'm going to bring into June, hold on, let me grab it, is Throne of Glass. Now, I am also listening to this book, and honestly, it is written well. I mean, I've read other things by Sarah J. Maas, and I like them. I like the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I liked Crescent City, and I just wanted to get into Throne of Glass, and I wanted to take my time because there are 8 books, and getting immersed into, you know, the characters and the world, for me, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do that. So, Throne of Glass, I am definitely going to bring into June as well. Now, we're going to get into the June TBR. Yes, the June TBR. For June, I didn't choose as many because I have other books that I'm bringing in to June as well that I really wanted to finish, and I didn't want to just like DNF or put those to the side because I do want to finish them. The first book that we're going to bring into June, which I'm pretty excited about. A friend of mine, we went to this coffee shop, wine bar, bookstore, and we read the synopsis of this book. So we're going to read it and come back together and talk about it. So basically like a book club, but it's only 2 of us. So that book is Creep by Emma Van Straten. This sounds so unhinged. It's crazy. It says it's a love story. I just wonder, is it truly a love story? So basically this follows a girl named Alice, and she's a cleaner. She's trying to make money, and she's feeling down a little bit about life until this one guy requests for her to clean his apartment every Wednesday. And so she basically becomes obsessed with him. This one I'm excited about. This is kind of up my alley, as in like suspenseful, little thrilling, and it's different than the things that I've been picking up lately. So I'm excited for this one. Like, I'm excited for this one. So stay tuned. The next book that I have chosen for the month of June, I like fantasy, and honestly this one stood out, and it's like, why not just get into it now? There's 3 books in the series so far, and I haven't started any of them. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. We're going to read this book. I'm excited to get into it. I'm not sure what the story entails. I feel like I did get this book because Oathbound was coming out, and everyone who I've seen read these books really, really love them. And I just want to see how Tracy Deonn writes and get immersed in the world. So I'm very much looking forward to getting into this book. Yes, I am. The last book that I have chosen for the month of June, I think it is a romance. I'm not too sure. I've read a book by this author before already, and it was a romance. So it is The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. I know she just came out with another book recently, if I'm not mistaken. But this one is on my shelves. You know what I did this month? I shopped my shelves. I want to get through some of the books that I have on my shelves. And so I thought this was the best way to do it. I literally picked a book from each one of these shelves in order for me to read. So I'm going to read The Perfect Find. Honestly, I'm not sure what this book is about either. Honestly, I'm super excited for the books that I chose. If you want to see my thoughts on these books for June, go ahead and subscribe to your girl. I'll be here. Anyway, again, my name is Raven. This is the Book Space, and I'll see you next time. Bye.